My name's Sarah. I'm giving you a great big wave here in the back of the exhibit. Is everyone feeling excited? Are you enjoying the summer sun? Those of you in the shade, are you enjoying staying cool? Well, everybody, I'm so glad to have a chance to get to know all of you. How many people in this massive audience are seeing a beluga whale for the very first time? Oh my goodness. That's like about a third of the hands in the crowd. Well, whether you're a first-time beluga watcher or a member here at the Vancouver Aquarium, I want to welcome each and every one of you to the 2:15 Beluga Show. This will be a great chance for us to get to know these magnificent marine mammals, which are the most abundant species of whale found in Canada's waters. It's also, however, a chance to get to know some of the members of our marine mammal training team. We've got lots of people joining us in the exhibit, including Kristen, who has made her way to the front of the habitat, Jenna, who is making her way over the bridge, intern Evan, who is wearing blue, followed closely by trainer Nikki, intern Katie, and I assume that Christy and Phil are around the corner. Just Phil? Just Phil. There's Phil. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the stars of our show. Now, of course, our trainers are accompanied by two other stars. All right? Meet the beluga whales. Ladies and gentlemen, Keela and Aurora are the two belugas who live in this habitat. We have a unique chance to get to know them here at the Vancouver Aquarium. I want all of you to leave the program understanding how the lives of people and the lives of these whales can be intimately connected. But the sounds that these animals just made would not normally be heard in the waters of British Columbia. Beluga whales are not, in fact, native to BC. So shout out for me, everyone. Where in Canada can these whales be found? I'm hearing quite a few calls for the Arctic. The Arctic can indeed be a pretty impressive place. Lots of animals live there, but it can be very, very cold, meaning that these whales have to rely on special adaptations to survive. One thing about their bodies that might seem strange to you is in fact one of these adaptations. Take a look at the appendages of these whales, the flippers on the sides of their bodies and the tail flukes on the back ends of their bodies. Compared to many other whales, belugas might seem to have very small flippers and flukes. When you go outside, it's probably your fingers and your toes that would get cold first, but these powerful
Tá bom aqui.
These whales can reduce the loss of heat from their bodies. But as we've already seen, just because their soul is not, they are not powerful. Canada's Inuit reside in the Arctic for at least 5,000 years. However, when it comes to getting all of the food you need, it isn't always as simple as walking down to the grocery store or even picking things from your garden. Vitamins and nutrients that we get from dark green vegetables are not always easy to come by in supplement. It's from other sources in the plants. Well, one source of vitamins and nutrients that can be found through much of the year is the thick blubber of beluga whales, like the blubber covering Keela's eye. Ladies and gentlemen, this leaping behavior is all the more amazing because both Keela and Aurora are absolutely covered in a thick, flabby fat known as blubber. Blubber is very dense and is also packed with nutrients. It helps to keep beluga whales warm and healthy. It's also been helping to give people in the Canadian the vitamins that they need for many generations. People and beluga whales in the Arctic are both part of a delicate food chain, one that has been threatened by global climate change. Last summer, we observed the lowest levels of sea ice covering Canada's Arctic in recorded history. That disappearing sea ice could mean problems for animals on the surface, like might not know the creature swimming underneath it, the belugas, can be affected as well. Disappearing sea ice could mean that there are fewer food sources available for these marine mammals. Beluga whales rely on lots of food for energetic leaps like this one. These incredible marine mammals eat a huge amount of seafood, but all of the food that they eat, they spend time living underneath that ice, or perhaps living directly off of it when it's in its baby or larval forms. The disappearance of sea ice is something that threatens creatures both above and below the surface and could be a serious problem for beluga whales. However, belugas are not exclusively found in the Arctic. Ladies and gentlemen, who's ever been to a city like Toronto or Montreal in eastern Canada? Oh, quite a few. Some people, I have a feeling, might be from one of those cities. In that case, you may be from a place that's closer to beluga whale populations than you might expect. The St. Lawrence River, which runs through much of eastern Canada, is a place where belugas can be found. They're not a source of food value to people like those in the Arctic, but they can be a source of economic value to some Canadians. That's because beluga whale watching is a popular activity for locals and tourists alike. If you ever go to the St. Lawrence, you're probably not going to be able to see a high-energy leaping behavior like the one Keela's showing us. However, there is a chance that you might get a chance to see these whales from their back or dorsal view. Take a look at Aurora and Keela's backs, and you might notice some differences. Keela's back is much smoother, while Aurora's has several bumps or notches that make it easy to tell them apart. Factors like this can be helpful not only for us, but for scientists too. Being able to tell the differences between beluga whales by photographing them from whale watching vessels is one way that scientists have been able to estimate their populations. Although the St. Lawrence River is much milder than the Arctic climate, we do know that these whales only number about 1,000 individuals there because of this research. That's not a very big number, and it's important for us to understand that, because belugas in the St. Lawrence face different challenges compared to their neighbors in the Arctic. These animals may face problems because of pollution, especially chemicals and toxins that enter their bones as runoff from their legs. We've already mentioned that beluga whale bodies are covered in a thick layer of flabby fat known as blubber, which we can see wriggling and jiggling on Keela's side of the exhibit, which Aurora is showing to those of us underneath the surface and up top now. All of this flabby fat not only absorbs nutrients from the food that these whales eat, but can take in pollutants as well. In some cases, beluga carcasses from the St. Lawrence have had to be treated like biohazardous waste because they are so full of chemicals that people have introduced in the water. These animals can also be affected by a different kind of pollution, noise pollution. Surprisingly, beluga whales are quite good at moving around in shallow rivers and estuaries. These marine mammals, unlike some of their larger cousins, will spend time with their bellies right up against the bottom of the river. If you turn your attention to the way that Aurora's moving in this part of the habitat, you might be lucky enough to see her belly resting on the bottom too. Give her a big round of applause, everyone. That requires quite a bit of agility. However, in their natural homes, Aurora's belly would have stirred up a lot more sand and mud and sediment if she got so close to the bottom. Beluga whales probably can't see very well in murky conditions, and scientists think that they use sound to find one another. If we listen closely now, we might be able to hear some beluga whale sounds as well. Ladies and gentlemen, can we make a little bit of noise for Aurora and Keela? The sounds made by belugas are definitely distinctive. Unfortunately, beluga whales may not always be able to hear one another well, or with other sounds caused by humans, especially boat traffic. Research done here at the Vancouver Aquarium has focused on how belugas need sound to contact one another. It's our hope that this research will help us to protect parts of their habitat from boat traffic in the future. Research like this is only possible because of the strong bond of trust between the trainers and the whales. To tell us a little bit more about this unique relationship, I think I'm going to turn the microphone over to Chris.
Você filmar tudo?
Here, everyone over here giving you guys a wave so you can see where that voice is coming from. Working with marine mammals is something that I've always wanted to do. Right now I'm working with Aurora. Aurora, and I've been fortunate enough to build a strong relationship with her. But our number one priority whenever working with any of the animals is, of course, their health care. With our trusting relationships, we are able to better care for them using voluntary medical behaviors known as animal husbandry. So, for example, what I asked Aurora to do here is known as a pet consent. Does allow me to take a really good look at her side, making sure there aren't any new things or stresses that I need to be aware of, anything that I can report to our veterinary staff. And from this position, I can also invite our veterinary staff to come out with their portable ultrasound machine listed on the side of Aurora here, giving a good look at her internal organs, making sure we know she's just as healthy on the inside as she appears to be on the outside. Our relationship with Lucas is also what enables us to participate in those amazing research projects that better help protect these incredible animals. Back to you, Derek.
Thanks, Kristen. Working with beluga whales up close is certainly a unique opportunity for the members of the Marine Mammal Training Team and Intern Team who are joining us in this exhibit. I bet that seeing Aurora and Gila so up close is also a unique opportunity for many of you. How many people in this audience have ever seen a beluga whale in the St. Lawrence or in the Arctic? No. My hands seem to be going up. Well, a few of us have made the trip. Most Canadians and visitors to Canada, however, will only see and learn about these whales here at the Vancouver Aquarium. I hope that this reminds you of the importance of our educational shows. And I also hope that this can inspire you to make some small changes that will help you to better protect these mammals. Small changes like turning off the lights when you leave a room, or reducing your energy use by unplugging appliances around the house are excellent ideas to reduce our impact. But bigger, more beluga-sized changes can be an even more effective way to make a real splash in conserving the lives of these animals, whether that means spending time taking a trip to the St. Lawrence and supporting whale watching organizations, or finding other ways to reduce energy, like eating locally grown meals. Whatever it is that you choose to do, I hope that all of you will realize how the lives of people and the lives of beluga whales are intimately connected. And as Beluga Whale Tales have helped to connect with us today, I would like to thank all of the marine mammal trainers and of course beluga whales Gila and Aurora for making this program possible. And you can feel free to reach out and give yourselves a pat on the back. Because one thing that you've been able to do to help us to protect these animals is visit the Vancouver Aquarium. On behalf of myself, the marine mammal trainers and interns, and of course the beluga whales who are letting us know we've reached the tail end of this show, thank you so much for coming out and supporting educational programs like this one. My name once again is Derek, and I hope that you'll continue to have an awesome learning experience here at the Vancouver Aquarium. I've got a few important reminders that will help to make this program run smoothly. If you are enjoying a snack during this program, please make sure that you pick up your leftovers and put them away in the garbage can, the compost bin, or the recycling bin. Not only does it help to keep the aquarium clean, but it also helps to discourage local birds like